Welcome to Current Chatter, the place where we dive into the latest news and happenings going on around the world. Join mother and son duo Kota and Losa as they engage in lively debates over current affairs and anything else that sparks a discussion. With diverse perspectives and a bit of fun, you never know what topics will come up next. Tune in every Friday afternoon for your weekly dose of Current Chatter.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Current Chatter. We're very excited to have you here again today. So make sure you crack open a cold one and maybe roll a joint, and let's get to some laughs, yeah? Hey, Mama, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am upright and standing.
Yeah, some days that's all we can ask for.
Right? So how was your week?
Good, but let me tell you, this sums up my week. I had a customer today tell me when I pronounced their name, she was like, "You couldn't have said that any worse."
Oh, shit. Are you, are you going to get any legal trouble if you say their name? Obviously,
No.
Don't say their last name.
No. So, I just won't say it at all. But, because I don't remember what it was, and I was like, oh, I should have written that down. But, it was like, so weird. And she was like, "You couldn't have said that any worse than you just did."
Was she a bitch about it?
No, funny. She was laughing. She was laughing pretty hard about it, actually.
At least she was laughing. I didn't know if I had to go find someone in some random state and kick their ass for being a bitch ass.
For making the mama cry. No, she was funny about it. And I was lucky that she was funny about it, too.
Okay, good.
But that is one of the hazards of working in customer service. And you know.
I would be the worst at it. I'm the worst with names. You guys probably have realized I'm not a very strong reader. I really try, but yeah, I am not a strong reader. Letters don't make sense to me. Welcome to dyslexia.
Yeah, the dyslexia is getting real in my old age.
I don't know if it works like that, but okay.
Yeah. Then that dental work done last week, I'm still suffering from that. So
how you doing with it?
It's okay. It's just been a rough week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's been so rough.
It's all good. We just, like I said last week, you have to soldier on.
Yeah. Just keep pushing. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you got for us today?
I got two stories. One I'm going to save for last because it's kind of crazy and I never thought that it would happen. But the first one I got is flying duck caught on speed camera. It could be a repeat offender. Right? Isn't that wild?
Go ahead. It's not one of mine, but I saw the article.
Okay, so it says officers said they came across the speeding duck while assessing images from the 13th of April, and this duck is hauling ass.
He's flying, right?
Yeah, he is flying. A duck can be caught on a radar image breaking the speed limit in central Switzerland. It could be a repeat offender. Police said the mallard had been clocked in the town of Kuznyi near Bern. He was going up to 52 kilometers per hour.
Pretty fast for a duck. That's fast.
That is fast. 32 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And in the speed limit over there in that area is 30 kilometers per hour, which is 18.6 miles per hour. Officers said they came across a speeding duck while assessing images on the 13th. An image of a duck caught on the same date, reaching the same speed in the same place in 2018, was released by police officers.
What are the odds?
Right?
That it's the same duck.
The similar-looking duck could be the same one as last month's culprit. Speed cameras are checked every year and captured images are sealed according to authorities. Police consider whether the latest radar image might be a fake, but hope the public would be able to enjoy the crazy coincidence of two incidences.
Huh. These animals, I'm telling you, they're going to take over the world. Like the last couple weeks with the podcast.
Animals have lost it.
Yeah, I was reading a couple of articles today that was like, this so-and-so escapes. The so-and-so escapes. I'm like, the whole world's gone crazy, I tell you what.
I'm telling you, it's after the pandemic. I don't remember the world being this wild.
No, it is. I agree with that 100%. Well, that leads to my very first, which happens to be here's one of my pet peeves is when I get my hair pulled. I don't like my hair pulled. Not as a joke, not as like, I'm going to pull your hair because you're being mean. I don't like getting my hair pulled.
Not even on sexy time? You're not into it?
I'm not a big hair puller.
Okay.
But this woman broke the Guinness World Book record for hanging by her hair.
What?
And for 25 minutes.
What?
Right.
So does she have like a ponytail and they just connected it to the ponytail? What?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything they don't have in the Guinness Book of World Records?
Well, this is unique in that it's done in a scenic location. So not only do you have to hang there for 25 minutes, having your hair pulled out, but you have to do it in a scenic location. She chose the Redwood National State Park in California.
You and I actually drove through that.
Mm-hmm. Her 25-minute, 11.3 seconds of fame of just hanging there, which, like, that makes, like, oh.
Yeah, that makes my head hurt.
Right?
Like,
makes my head hurt, too. It's like, what? Who chooses, like, you know what I think I'm going to do? Because she says, I had to push my limits of my personal existence.
Do you think she could feel, like, her scalp, like, starting to peel from her skull? Like, at some point, all of your body weight, is she a bigger girl, a smaller girl? There ain't no way a big girl's doing that. I shouldn't even say girl. There's no way a big human's gonna do that. Like, no matter what gender you identify as, I don't see a bigger person hanging. Like, the more weight you have,
hanging by their hair.
Yeah, the more weight you
have.
have.
A big person. I just sent it to you.
Oh, where'd you send it?
To the Facebook.
To the book face.
To the messenger.
Yeah.
Like, as a woman who's had super long hair and then bald from our cancer, I would rather just not have my hair pulled at all. Can I just get in the line for a hard no on getting your hair pulled?
A hard no, huh? And 25 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, and it probably, like, there's not a lot of stuff I can do for 25 minutes. Like, think of all the normal stuff that people can do.
We have a hard time keeping a podcast going longer than 25 minutes.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to see what her hair looks like. It looks like her hair is done up in a bun, and then they looped it through the bun. But I want to know how she's keeping it from going out of her bun.
She has ponytails in there. It's a ponytail at the base.
Yeah, but I'm saying it looks like, so you've got your ponytail, and then she's looped the end of her ponytail around what I assume is a carabiner. But what's holding that loop together? Like, did she tie her hair in a knot?
Oh, that's a good question. Many questions, not enough answers. The article only stipulated there's like this much space of time for this article.
That's wild. Yeah, I got to see the setup for this. I wonder if you can find it on YouTube.
How to set it up. She says that it was just emotionally and physically hard. It took her 2 years to train to be able to do 25 minutes.
Holy shit.
That's another thing. Like, your friends and the family think I'm probably crazy because I say all this stuff on the podcast. I don't like to get my hair pulled, much less have someone pull on it constantly, like a constant tug for 25 minutes. For 25 seconds, I would be slapping the shit out of you. Let go. Let go. Let
go. Oh, I found a video. Oh, it is tied. Holy crap. I'll send you the video. But they kind of give you like a close-up, but it's like, it looks just like rubber bands, and she's tied it in a vicious knot.
That's how I figured it was, because it has to do that so that it, and then she has to hold steel in order
they like
for
spin
it.
her, and go watch that video. They like spin her around, and she's moving. Do you think she's gonna go cut her hair after this?
I don't know, but
holy shit! Yeah, go watch the video when they like go to bring her up. I'll post the video in the show notes too for everybody. But when they go to like pull her up to start it, they like spin her around, and she's twisting in the air by her fucking hair.
Nope.
Yeah, go watch the video. Tell me what you think.
Like, the top of my head hurts.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine how much hair she lost just training?
That's wild. There's like those strong human competitions where they'll bite onto a bar and like pull a plane with their teeth or some shit.
Yep.
And that makes my teeth hurt.
There was a girl who did that. She pulled a semi-truck full of something with her teeth. And I just had dental surgery last week because I don't have great teeth. My teeth would fly out of my mouth as soon as I bit down on something like that.
No. You know what I can't watch, though? I watched one video of a guy years ago doing the leg press where you're sitting down and he's doing the leg press, and he locked his knees. And his knees popped out. They popped out of socket and like bent backwards.
Nope.
And I have never done a leg press in a machine since watching that. I couldn't. I'm terrified of it. Or if it comes up on like a post or like a TikTok feed, I won't watch it because I can watch a lot of things. I've watched beheading videos, like crazy shit. That freaks me out. When that knee just gives out and it's bending the opposite like a fucking flamingo. Nope. No.
Goda says a hard no on that.
No.
It is wild. People do stupid stuff.
Fuck.
And, like, she doesn't get paid for that. That's 2 years of her life she can't get back. But it's like, but you know what I can do? I can hang for my hair.
If you were to do a world record, what do you think you would attempt to do?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I want to say something lazy like lay in bed, but I don't think that there's a world record for that.
Well, we didn't think there was a world record for some lady hanging by her head, so...
Right.
So there has to be one about laying in bed.
There has to be, like... I don't mind doing like knitting or something if I was part of a knitting group that did something to do Guinness Book of World Records.
You would do that?
Yeah.
I think I would try to drink the most beer in a sitting.
Hurt your belly. That gives me a bellyache.
That's why you don't drink beer and I do.
Exactly. So, have you heard about what's happening with Starbucks?
No, fuck Starbucks.
It's a little harsh.
Fuck Starbucks. They promote genocide with going on in Israel.
See, they're doing some really weird stuff.
Yeah, like, no, I haven't bought Starbucks since the war in Israel started. Since the Palestine war started, I haven't even looked at a Starbucks.
I did not know that. Well, they're doing some bad stuff anyway.
That doesn't surprise me.
They're like, well, I don't think it's bad. I don't know. Do you want to cut this part out and we'll just do your piece?
No, hit me with it. This is why we do current chatter, mama.
1,000 of their employees walked out because they're making them wear black shirts underneath their green aprons. And 1,000 of their employees were like, well, you won't have it. We should be able to dress any way we like.
What? That doesn't make any sense to me. What? That doesn't make any sense to me. The reason why I won't get Starbucks, I feel, is justified. You know, I'm not going to put my money... That's the same reason I won't go buy Chick-fil-A, because they are anti-LGBTQIA+. That's just my thing. But, yeah, for walking out because of a dress code change, that just seems...
Okay, here's the thing, is you are paid for your time.
Yeah.
And if you're paid a living wage for your time, which they're saying that they're not making a living wage when I think they are, is beside the point. But... like, my work pays me, and they tell me what I can't go to work in a bikini.
Well, yeah.
So
yeah, my work tells me also. They pay me a little. The only thing I argue with is wearing a hat. And, like, when was the last time you saw me not wear a hat, Mom?
Right.
Yeah. It's a security blanket for me at this point. Like, it's the only rule I fight against. And I only wear my company's logo hats. It's not like I have hats that say "fuck you" on it, you know. And I'm not wearing that at the office.
Right. So I don't know. I think that is it just, are they whining?
Yeah, maybe. I read the article.
All right, hold on. Let me pull it up.
Because this doesn't make any sense to me.
Starbucks strike.
Okay.
Pulling it up. Hold on. Okay. More than 1,000 Starbucks employees strike as the new dress code goes into effect. More than 1,200 Starbucks employees launched a strike this week as the company has enforced a new dress code. The Starbucks Workers United Union said that the new dress code, which went into effect on Monday, has exacerbated issues with understaffing at stores, leading to walkouts at 100 stores to express opposition to the policy. Starbucks barista and union bargaining delegate Jasmine Layla has publicly stated that the company did not consult with the union over the new dress code.
That's a different story, because if they're unionized, you have to get the union's approval before changing things, correct?
I don't know. I'm not a part of a union.
That's a question for Dad, because he's part of a union.
I'm sure it's true. But they say that workers are not walking out just because of a shirt collar. It's a massive company that refuses to focus on what's really important in the world. Customers and baristas alike want fully staffed stores, lower prices, wait times, and workers to be taken care of. They're not asking for anything that isn't being asked by anybody else.
Yeah, definitely.
They're also complaining about having to wear a uniform, and it's like 90% of the world has to wear a uniform.
Yeah, when you're at work, yeah. Or, yeah. It'd be different, too, if they, like, told them we're going to provide your black T-shirts, and we don't have the full story of whether or not they have to go buy these black T-shirts, you know? Because not a whole lot of... Some people don't have black clothing. They're not into it, you know? So if they have to get a whole new wardrobe for work, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like they didn't consult with the union, but I don't work at Starbucks, so I don't know if they have a union.
They do. It's called the Starbucks Union. That's what they're calling it here on the article.
Yeah, so it sounds like they overstepped because they're owners of the company.
Yeah. So they're complaining that they shouldn't have to go out of their way when they have perfectly good shirts and pants and shoes that they've been wearing up till this point.
Yeah. And it doesn't say how long they let people know about it. It wasn't like just a random spur moment kind of thing.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I guess they notified them they gave them at least 30 days from what I could understand.
Okay. Yeah, that's an odd one. For sure. I'm still not going to buy Starbucks. We have so many different good coffee places out here that I don't even think about Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get my coffee. I just get my coffee wherever I'm comfortable in getting it during the day. Like, I have to go get coffee Saturday morning before I go to my coffee break, and it's like, which place is closest?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Even though the Starbucks is right there, but sometimes it's packed, and I'll go to Dutch Brothers. You know what I mean?
Dutch Brothers is really good. I do like me some Dutch Brothers.
Yeah, me too.
We have Ziggy's out here, and Ziggy's gives you these chocolate-covered espresso beans that are so good. They look like little eggs, like little quail eggs, and they're so good. They're so delicious. Next time you're out here, I'll take you to a Ziggy's. You'll like it.
Awesome.
Rin is super into Ziggy's.
Cool. All right, you're up.
All right. So, Eric and Lyle Menendez are now eligible for parole after judge re-sentences them. Do you know who the Menendez brothers are?
Oh, yeah, that was a big thing when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah. Today, 35 years later, I am deeply ashamed of who I was, Lyle told the court after the judge's decision. A California parole board will now decide if the men are suitable for release.
I don't think they are. So that one of their doctors said that they considered them to still be relative risk. Do we want to release anybody that's a relative risk?
Yeah, I don't know if we want anybody that can look at their mom in the face and shoot them with a shotgun point blank. That just doesn't sound like someone who needs to be in society. You know what I mean? Like, right? No.
It was because, that they were treated so badly, but still.
Allegedly. This is coming from two pathological liars.
Right.
That we don't know whether or not there was that molestation that happened. You know what I mean? We've only got their side of the story. Now, the article goes on to say a California judge on Tuesday resentenced Eric and Lyle Menendez, making the siblings eligible for parole in the shotgun killings of their parents more than 3 decades ago. The ruling from Los Angeles Supreme Court Judge Michael Jessic, after months of delay, oppositions from Los Angeles County's top prosecutors and a series of witnesses who testified during sometimes emotional hearing Tuesday that Eric, 54, and Lyle, 57, had changed for the better and now are different men. The Menendez brothers have been serving sentences of life without the possibility of parole for the murder of Jose and Kitty Menendez on August 20th, 1989, and their Beverly Hills home.
You know what's crazy is that you're reading that, and I just remember thinking back at this time, because, I was a teenager, and that they were so, it was big news because they were, when their parents died, and then they started, acting really, really strange, and it was like, you couldn't hold it together for, 3 weeks while the cops are looking at you.
Mm-hmm. Did you catch the Netflix live adaptation to the Menendez brothers?
Mm-mm.
The Monster series? Oh, you got to go check that out. That's a really good series for sure. You'll have to go watch it and then let me know what you think. I thought it was pretty good. Now, let's see what the rest of the article has to say. Jessic says there would be resentenced to 50 years to life, a prison term that would make them immediately eligible for parole. He said he did not believe they posed an unreasonable risk if released. California Parole Board will decide if the men are stable for release. So the brothers began giving statements via video link immediately after the judge ruling, while Lyle said
I'm really concerned here about the lack of the fact that the last couple people we've talked to about prison have their own social media teams. We do a podcast and we don't have our own social media team.
Well, he didn't have a social media team. It's a live link from the prison to the courtroom. So it's not like them talking to the media. I don't know if they do. I can look into it for next week.
All right.
but I didn't see anything that said that they were, like, talking to TMZ like, what's his name was? Yeah, like Joe Exotic was. The brothers have been given given... Oh, I'm so sorry. The brothers began giving statements via video link immediately after the judge ruling, with Lyle saying he made no excuse for killing his parents and acknowledging that he made a mockery of the legal system after his arrest by seeking to have people purge themselves on his behalf. Today, 35 years later, I am deeply ashamed of who I was, he says. Eric echoed those comments. His crimes were cruel and vicious, he says, adding that he is directly responsible for them all. Among those to speak on the brothers' behalf was a retired judge who described himself as a very pro-law enforcement and said he'd never before testified for someone convicted of a crime. Another witness, a rapper who goes by X-Rated, said he met the siblings in prison after his release under California's youthful offender law. I went to what I called the Menendez University, he said, recalling how they helped him and other inmates learn to express remorse and gain insight on their crimes. During two trials between 1993 and 1996, the brothers testified that they killed their parents in self-defense after Lyles threatened to expose his father's alleged abuse of his brother. Prosecutors decide the killings as cold-blooded and financially motivated. The first trial ended in a hung jury. They were convicted of their first-degree murder after the second.
Wow. Yeah, it was just like craziness. It was that, and then it was the O.J. Simpson trial, and it was the 90s had some big stuff like that. Jeffrey Dahmer was in the 90s, and
I just can't. I don't know what I don't know. They're not going to have any money to come back to. I don't think. I think all of their money has been taken from them, hasn't it? Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. No, I don't think I think they deserve to stay in prison. I mean, they killed their parents.
Yeah, in cold blood.
Whether it was for a real reason or not is kind of, after 35 years, a moot point, I think. But they were convicted, and they need to stay in prison.
Yeah, it's hard to give someone a life sentence and then let them out when they still have life to live. That's not what a fucking life sentence is.
Exactly.
Actually, let's look up the definition of a life sentence.
It's 25 years is the cutoff.
That's a short life.
Well, you got to think, like, if I went in and, like, if I killed somebody and then got convicted of life, that's 25 years, I'd be 75. And at 75, do I have much of a life after that?
Yeah. This here says a first-degree murder convicted states that a life sentence imposed means that the person convicted will die in prison. In the federal court system, a life sentence means that a person convicted will remain in prison until their natural death unless successfully appealed or shortened to a fixed term.
Well, I'll just ignore what I just said, because apparently it is false.
Yeah. According to AI, is a life sentence 25 years? AI overview, no, a life sentence does not mean exactly 25 years. While some life sentences have a minimum of 25 years before parole eligibility, a life sentence can mean serving the rest of one's life in prison without the possibility of parole.
See? I think they deserve to be in prison.
Yeah. You made a stupid ass yeah. Whether or not they have learned from their mistakes, like they went and bought the gun. They went to different stores trying to find a gun that would sell these children a shotgun, and bought it. They went into their parents' house in the middle of the night. They found an alibi. They knew what they were doing was wrong, and they shot their parents in cold blood several times.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Isn't that wild? I can't believe that. When I read that, I was like, holy fuck.
I just think that, I don't know, what does it say about California if they're like, we'll release the Menendez brothers?
That's another thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Got me.
All right, guys. Speaking of killers, serial killers, true crime, and all that, the new series of Fred and Rose West just dropped. It dropped on Wednesday. We didn't want to try and watch it all and then come to you guys and talk about it, so we're going to talk about it all next week. I just want to give you a heads up. The next week, we are going to dive deep into Fred and Rose West.
If you have questions or anything, let us know.
Yeah, in between now and next Friday when we go off on. Did you see that cat just zoom by? I just saw fur in the bottom corner. I was like, what the shit? But yeah, so I'm super excited about it. I know I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, but I think Mom finished the series, huh?
I have already. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to send her a podcast to listen to, and I'm going to do my own little research. But next week, we're going to talk about Fred and Rose West.
All right. You got anything else?
I don't. Do you, Mama?
I don't. I just want everybody to have a really, really great week.
Mm-hmm. Same.
We make fun and we joke around. May you have a blessed week, everyone. Don't forget to drink your water and what, Kota?
Talk to your therapist, guys.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
Oh, shit, my pants.